Hey guys, it's Five here with episode number 40 of our Wolfsburg career mode. We're kicking this episode off, as we said in the previous episode, we're getting ready for January. Because we're kicking January off with a huge signing, 115 million euros is being spent on Kevin De Bruyne to bring him back to Wolfsburg. It's where he kind of blew up, so to speak. This is where his career kind of began. Obviously, he was at Chelsea, and then he joined Wolfsburg, and that's where he just became a monster. So we're bringing him back. We've got 361k to work with in terms of wages, and a crucial first team role, 3 years. We could potentially not be here next year, so we're just building this team up for future success. A 30-year-old De Bruyne, you know, he's never really had pace, so there's not really much pace to lose. But he wanted a wage decrease to come here, and I was like, nah, Kev, we're going to give you a wage increase. We're going to give you 300,000 euros and a nice 1.5 million euro signing on bonus. And, you know, he just smiled at the fact that we were able to afford that. You know, when he left this club, I think it was 55 million euros he left for. We've just brought him back for 115. That just shows the progress that he has made. But we're going to try and regain our transfer budget by selling on Nathan Ake to Atletico Madrid. We're going to reject the offer from Mbabu. He's our club captain. But we're going to reject this one for Ake. He is not getting in the team ahead of De Ligt and Lindelof. And there's also Lena on the bench. So we're absolutely fine in terms of cover. And then this happened. At 91 million euro release clause has been paid for Wijnaldum by Chelsea. So we've just lost our left back. But we've got 63 million for them. For this game here, we will be playing with Lena at left back. He's left footed. He doesn't have it on his preferred position. He actually has right back as his preferred positions. But surely a left footer would be better at left back. I'm not too sure there. But yeah, he will be playing there until we find a suitable replacement in this game against Cologne. And they themselves don't have the best of teams. They've got a couple of familiar faces in there, like Redmond. Mir, I think, is their centre-back. He might be actually Spanish, so it might be Mere or something like that. And also Daka. I think he's a young up-and-coming striker. I think he plays for Salzburg right now. But De Bruyne with his first chance early in the game hits the post. Unfortunately, he can't mark his debut with a goal just yet. But 10 minutes later, a chance here for Cologne as Daka plays it out to Redmond. Looks to get the better of Mbabu as he cuts it inside to Dermissi. Little 1-2 between them. Back in centrally to Daka. Daka across to the back post. Schorb almost tucked that one into the back of the net. Really got to be getting that one on target. But really poor marking. No one really got close to him as De Bruyne doing what he does best. Playing it through. And then Davies doing what he does best and tucking it into the back of the net. And he makes it 1-0. Not Davies, David. Davies is the Canadian left back. But we're 1-0 up in this game against Cologne. And now we just kind of look to go into kind of second gear as we just try and just bang in loads of goals, open the floodgates, so to speak. But 37 minutes in, Schorb, who almost scored and should have scored earlier in the game, skips past De Ligt, plays the ball through to Daka, first time strike, just wide of that bottom left-hand corner, as the final chance comes to Cologne, as Daka lays it off to Redmond, but De Ligt gets his body in the way, denies them the chance. We win the game 1-0. We never really got into that second gear that I was talking about, and we kind of struggled, if anything, in this game. Because of the attacking threat that Wijnaldum normally has. But the band we're going to try and replace him with is Sergio Reguilón. He is a Spanish left-back playing for Real Madrid currently. Interest from Chelsea and Everton in real life, who are trying to get him for about half that fee of 45 million. They're trying to get him for about 20 to 25 million, I've heard rumours of. But we get him in for 45 million, and now we just go to the contract negotiations, which we shouldn't really mess up. And you can see his wages. His current wages are Real Madrid type wages. For a 85 rated left back, I'm not really going to be paying him because I think that would make him our second or third highest paid player. But we've got him a crucial squad role, 4 years. He wants to take a wage decrease, which is nice to see. We just give him a little bonus on that because obviously he was willing to take a decrease. So we gave him just a bit less of a decrease. 150 million euros, a nice 2 million euro clean sheet bonus if he gets 20, and a nice little 1.5 million euros signing on bonus. He's going to make his debut here against FSV Mainz. I don't know, I'm all over the place in this one. But yeah, he's winning his debut here today. They play a very attacking three at the back formation. Hopefully we can take advantage of that and try and get a couple more goals than just the 1s and 2s that we've been getting recently. We've been really struggling in terms of goal scoring. But we're kicking it off as 13 minutes in. A chance here actually for MAINZ, and it did start to down Regulion's side. But Lindelof looks to win the ball back. He does so, but he loses it straight back to their man as Fernandes plays it through. De Bruyne can't get it upfield as Fernandes once again to Holtman. Holtman plays it centrally. De Ligt can't get it away. Martinez can't get it away. It's laid off to Paun, and he's very, very close to tucking that one into the top right-hand corner. Thankfully for ourselves, it was just off target as Regulion makes his first kind of defensive play there, I would assume there, as Sane looks to play it through. It's intercepted as Fernandes charges down the other end, trying to get a shot on goal. Paun plays it through to Barnes, and the former Burnley man tucks it into the back of the net, and he makes it 1-0 to Mainz 32 minutes into this game. It's really, really interesting to see how they have just kind of beaten expectations. We should be all over him in this game, especially with the formation they play and that we play. But Jonathan David, he's had enough. 35 minutes in, literally just 3 minutes after they scored, he goes and makes it 1-1. Why could he not do that earlier? I hear you ask. I'm asking the same question. But it does not matter. When he scores, it just matters that he does score. And he makes it 1-1 as Regulion plays it centrally. Poor pass, actually. But Sane uses his strength, wins back the ball, and Zielinski finds De Bruyne. And now he's going to just show off some of his playmaking abilities here. As he charges forward, plays it centrally to Sane. Sane first time through to Osimhen. And there we go. Normality has returned. 2-1. We're back in front. The boys are celebrating. We're loving life. That's how things should be, really. But into the second half, Pichler is going to roll it out, and we're going to try and work our way out from the back. As Martinez, Lisandro Martinez, finds De Bruyne. De Bruyne finds David. David to Osimhen. Osimhen's just going to charge forward. So is Jonathan David, but instead he plays it centrally to Sane. One touch. Second touch on his stronger left foot. Muller denies the chance of a wonder goal there just before the hour mark. But a couple of minutes later, from a free kick corner, not a free kick, a corner, De Bruyne loses out the ball, and there's a chance here for them to counter. But thankfully for ourselves, we've got Regulion back. He finds Martinez. Martinez is going to find Zielinski. Back centrally to Sane. Sane to De Bruyne, looking to get his first goal, but instead he plays it through to Osimhen, and on the first time volley, just wide of the post. I think it did actually clip the post on its way past. But it doesn't matter. We've won the game. And we're struggling to score this season much more than we did last season. Osimhen really hasn't got going all too much. And yeah, we're just struggling really. But on deadline day, we go for a couple of the deals. A lot of big players coming into Bayern, and ourselves involved in a couple of the big deals as well. Wijnaldum and De Bruyne being the main two. The fact that they paid 91 million for a left back is mental. But we take on Heidenheim. We beat them 1-0. Sane getting the goal, but also picking up a slight knock. It is only going to be just a week-long knock, but it does mean he will miss this game against Leverkusen, if I remember correctly. But Leverkusen, look at their team, right? That's good. But Aguero, Rashia, they've signed Lewandowski. They have gone and picked up Lewandowski, one of the top goal scorers from the previous 2 seasons. They've just gone and picked him up and added him to their already brilliant attack. It's mental, but you can see there, Sane did miss this game. De Bruyne pushed up into the cam position, Zaracho covering in at centre midfield. And 12 minutes in, Victor Osimhen, I really want to get this guy back scoring again, but he hits the post, falls perfectly to Zaracho, but Kurt Zouma is standing in his way, blocking the path of tucking that one into the open net, denying us of going 1-0 up. Really not what you want. But 34 minutes in, Rashia plays the ball centrally, Martinez intercepts, and we're going to look to get away with Zaracho. David turns. Bit of a mix-up in the middle, but Zaracho does actually come away with it as Jonathan David's played through. Alaba, he is a quick centre-back, but he's no match for the skill of Jonathan David. But unfortunately, the shot does not end out in our favour. And it's still 0-0. From a corner, though, it's saved nicely by Pichler, cleared away to the edge of the box. It's headed down. Palacios is going to take it, strike it, blocked. Overhead kick, bicycle kick, assist to Aguero. His shot is saved. Rashia. Of all the attacking talent they've got, it isn't Lewandowski or Aguero that score. It is the man Rashia, I think comes from Werder Bremen. He's the one that scores. Really, so it's interesting to see. But just before the hour mark, Osimhen He plays it to De Bruyne. First time pass to Jonathan David. Centrally to Zaracho. Back through to De Bruyne. He's going to strike it, and it's an incredible reaction save by Aldero, denying us a chance of getting back on level terms just before the hour mark. But from the resulting corner, De Bruyne whips it in. De Ligt rises the highest, and there's a bit of a mix-up at the back there between the centre-back and the goalkeeper. Keeper didn't know whether to leave it for the centre-back. Centre-back didn't know whether to leave it for the keeper. De Ligt, all that De Ligt knows was that he was running away in celebration as we get back on level terms. Asane cut inside, and he just had it blocked, unfortunately for himself. So it was on his weaker foot, and I think he's only got a 2-star weak foot. So he would have struggled there anyway, but a brilliant touch there by Osimhen. Plays it through. De Bruyne's got time to settle himself. He does so, and he's got his first goal at the club since his return. And it's a vital one against Leverkusen in a game we really need to win if we want to push on in this title race. And as you can see, the final whistle is going to be blown eventually. But we do win it 2-1. 3 points will be coming home with us. And it's just, it's nice to see our investments working straight away as De Bruyne does score in this game. But we're taking on Hertha Berlin, a team that we are very used to scoring against. And hopefully we can do so again this season. We've improved our squad. But the fact is, we haven't really been scoring as much as last season, even though we've made vast improvements in the attacking area, signing Sane and now De Bruyne. And we've actually made improvements in the defence, but I seem to be struggling even more in defence than I did last season with De Ligt at the back. But maybe the signing of Reguilon, he'll help us out and actually kind of give us just a bit of a defensive boost as we do look to go 1-0 up in this one. It's an incredible save by Kraft to deny Jonathan David, but Sane is there to tuck it into the back of the net. The poacher puts us 1-0 up. He's been incredible, I will say that. Sane has got a really good goal record so far this season. It's just Osimhen. Obviously, he did pick up that knock earlier in the season. I think it was the broken toe. He was out for a couple of months. He's obviously struggled to find his feet as David is taken out in the box. It's a really poor tackle by Nicholas Stark, I believe it was. But stepping up is going to be Jonathan David, the Canadian. We haven't been the best at penalties recently in this career mode, but Jonathan David tucks it there. No dive by the keeper. He's stuck in the mud. Doesn't even bother diving for that one. As we go 2-0 up, doubling our lead against Hertha Berlin. And this could be a replication of what happened last year if they aren't careful. They did have, I think they had like a third choice goalkeeper in last season because they didn't have Kraft. And he was terrible. He let in every single shot. They might not have even been a goalkeeper. They might have had like 2 goalkeepers and they were both injured. But a great strike by Luca Bacchio, the Belgian striker, I do believe. He tucks it into the back of the net just before half-time to deny us the chance of a clean sheet in this game. But we move into the second half. It's quite fortunately for themselves deflected there, that pass by De Bruyne. It did look like it was going to actually get to Sane. But Martinez wins the header, heads it down to De Bruyne. Jonathan David to Zielinski. Zielinski to Osimhen, holds off his man. Not quite, because there's 3 men there trying to get the ball off of him. But it is going to fall to Reguilon just past the hour mark. He finds Zielinski. Sane turns, cuts it inside to David. Back heel through to De Bruyne. He's already got 1 goal in this episode. How about making it 2? 3-1 is now the score just past the hour mark. Our new signing once again, proving us why we were right in picking him back and bringing him back to Germany. As in the 90th minute, they play the ball through to Perotti out wide. He's going to whip it across. Luca Bacchio is going to be there and he is going to score. We've been struggling against headers this season. And Luca Bacchio's got a brace, but you do seem it's a little bit too late in the 93rd minute for them to score another one. And straight from kickoff, the referee is going to blow a whistle. And we're going to win. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.